that. Even Patti LaBelle said, I forgot the words. And everybody in the audience laughing.
Yeah, you're right.
Old school. Y'all make old school look bad. We don't remember stuff. We forget words. We forget the steps.
Yeah. But my thing is there was still good. Nostalgia was good. Some of the nostalgia was good.
For me, it was
good seeing the show. You know what? I think they did the people who didn't get on the MTV one.
You think?
For the 50th, because they had the Sugar Hill Gang. Remember I said, where's the Sugar Hill Gang? Mm-hmm. And on this one, they had the Sugar Hill Gang.
Mama heard you hollering when... Is it
Offset?
Oh
yeah.
I was like, "Who's on?" Kim's. I can hear Kim.
Yeah,
I said because it's
that was huge.
2 artists from the Three Amigos.
Yeah, she said the Three Amigos. Oh my God!
I told y'all I'm old school. I don't know those people.
Well, I guess that's where it came from. The Migos.
Is that their old group?
The Three Amigos. I'm saying from back in our day, it was the Three Amigos. Andale! Oh, señor! Migos.
Oh, it's not the Three Amigos.
You're thinking of in our day, it was a show called The Three Amigos.
But it's 3 of them.
And it was so racist. Oh, get your hat, señor. Oh, señor.
Well,
and then they solve crimes.
I don't know.
Cisco.
That was a Lone Ranger, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Or was it the Migos?
No, they were crime Cisco.
That was Pancho.
Oh, Cisco.
But it was 3 of them, so that's why I kept saying the Three Amigos.
And they would solve crimes. Like
sorry if we offended him.
Like what's his name? With the badge and the bullet.
The Rifleman?
No.
He wasn't a sheriff.
No, he had a guy too. He had the Indian.
The Lone Ranger.
The Three Amigos would solve mysteries.
Okay.
But it was so stereotype racist with the big hats. Oh, need some water. Oh, get some Spanish rice. Oh, senor, when I was in your house, I was eating the rice and I saw your wife was behind the door. What was she doing behind the door?
So it was the 3.
And then they solved the crimes.
I saw, because this was 3 guys.
They
were given,
but that's where they got it from, I bet. The Three Amigos.
Yep. Yes, 3 of them.
That's where they got it from.
I wonder if they mom or they dad, grandfather,
or they watched
that show.
Or they watched old
But who were
episodes.
Who was the one that passed away?
Takeoff.
And you was like, they were on stage together, giving tribute to him as well.
So I did it again. I wrote my stuff down. It's in my phone. That's on TikTok, but that's fine. I can remember. So the first thing that took me, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
the good and the bad.
The good when we went
bad and the ugly.
When we went to South Africa, the man said, "I'm going to show you the good. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you the bad, and I'm going to show you the ugly." So he said when he's going to take us around,
the bad,
the bad, and the ugly.
We were in Soweto and Johannesburg.
Yeah. So he took us to the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, and the ugly was ugly.
So the good, the bad, and the ugly about the BET Awards. Okay. Let's talk about the beginning of it. First of all, everybody looked like they was going to a barbecue. They didn't look like they was going to the BET Awards.
And you know, I'm old school, you guys. I mean, at the earlier days of BET, it was just a little bit more glamorous.
This was tacky.
It was.
People had on t-shirts and shorts and just tacky. Yeah. And then the girls looked like stuff they bought from Kmart.
Right.
It didn't look like nothing high fashion. No, they looked tacky.
Every now and then I would see a group, because usually if you see a lot of the rappers, female, male, they always come out with the women doing the twerking and all that. So I try to look for steps that are different.
Lotto was nice. Lotto was different.
Was that the one with
the one with
yellow and white?
Yeah, she was going to the store and all this other stuff.
Oh no, that's white. She had on all white.
Yeah.
The other girl who did a mix from what's his name?
Corey LeRae.
Yeah,
you liked her.
I liked her because everybody was,
and she did a little dance.
They did a little they wasn't vulgar.
Yeah,
but they did their little thing.
And then also they had energy.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's talk. At the beginning, like I said, the fashion was horrible. They look like, why is it when they go to the Grammys or White People Awards, they dress up? But come to our awards, you look like you just
tacky.
You tacky. You look like your
You're not
makeup is
putting no
horrible.
effort into
Your hair is
looking good.
nasty looking. You look nasty. You can be sexy and not look nasty.
Right.
Some women, they just look nasty.
Yeah.
They look like like prostitutes.
Yeah.
Like I could drive down the street and see you in that.
I'm waiting for the day to come when you naked.
Even if you naked, have some class. Like have some.
How can you have class as a naked woman?
Expensive jewelry, not some knockoff piece that's hanging down.
Stuff is not a knockoff. But one of the
I'm saying you could be provocative, but still don't look cheap.
Who else? Now one of the things with the BET Awards is more singing and entertainment than it is actually awards.
Well, this one was special because this one was salute to 50 years of hip hop,
and that was throughout the show,
which is fine.
I really enjoyed. Now, I didn't really enjoy the beginning of it as much because even my old school. But I enjoyed that ending part where they did the hip hop and music in the dancing.
All right, well, let's start off. I wanted to say again, starting off with the fashion. I didn't like the fashion, so we good there, right? Also, people
I didn't even like what Busta Rhymes had on. It like he had a curtain rod.
At least he dressed up. He would wear that to the Grammys. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I didn't like how people act when they got on stage or just made it. Why we always make our stuff like it's like you don't put the same energy and the same professionalism that you would if you was at the Grammy Awards.
Right.
We do. Hey, girl. Where's that girl? All on the stage.
Mama and grandma used to say, act like you got some sense.
Yeah.
That one girl whose shoe was off.
Lotto went up there.
I didn't have my shoe on. I'm sorry.
No, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that at the Grammys. And if you did do it at the Grammys, you would say something. You wouldn't just run up there with no one shoe. And here, girl, this my sister. Hold my gun. That's my sister. She can hold my gun.
I'm so happy.
You wouldn't do that at the Grammys.
And
so don't do it at the BET Awards.
And I don't think you would do, what's her name's mom? Let
you
tell her.
Yeah, and then we waited for like 10 minutes.
Holding her camera.
Then when, I think that was part of like, cause Google was sponsoring it, the Google phone thing.
Oh.
So I think, but she should have said that. She should have said, you guys, Google is sponsoring this. So you know I gotta call.
She opened up
I gotta call on my Google the phone.
That nice new flip phone that's
what it was.
But you couldn't hardly hear them, so that's not good.
That's not good for Google.
No, it's not.
So why would I want a phone like that? That can barely hear her,
saying congratulations or whatever. Okay.
So that was, that was a little tacky.
Okay.
Calling people on stage when you dancing and they coming up. What's her name? Pretty V.
Was that the one he called
comedian when Luke was
she
out
did the
there?
Red carpet, right?
Just tacky.
And she did a little dance.
Just tacky.
It was tacky.
You wouldn't jump up there on the Grammys and twerk.
Yeah.
So why you doing it there?
I was telling Kim. I said this was really like, in my opinion.
It used to be the hip hop awards or the Soul Train Music Awards.
In my opinion, it was the Busta Rhymes show.
Oh, you getting on later. Let's wait.
I don't know how you doing this.
I'm doing it in order.
I'm jumping in when I think about it. I'm sorry.
All right. So, talk about some of the people that was performing. Patti LaBelle was horrible.
She wasn't horrible singing.
She didn't know the words.
Yeah, she didn't know the words.
And you said she should have chose
They sang, they did a tribute to Tina Turner.
Simply the Best.
Simply the Best. You guys, if we threw aside from Rolling on the River, if I said Tina Turner, name a song
nobody would say Simply the Best.
Simply the Best.
Why did she choose Simply the Best?
What's love got to do?
She could have did that.
Everybody would be in the audience.
And on the part when she goes up, what's love? Patty would have turned it up. She would have turned it up.
What's love? And then she would point to the audience.
Who
got to do with it? Got to do with it.
Right.
And a lot of them did do that. I'm thinking either they forgot the words or they really tried to get the audience.
No, a lot of them forgot the words.
Busta did it. Some other people did it.
Yeah.
You don't remember your song, do you?
So the Patti LaBelle forgetting the lyrics, I think was not a good one. She said she couldn't see. Okay, let's go with you not being able to see.
You know she old.
You old, Patty.
Yeah.
Because the younger Patty would have not been able to see and ad-lib.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would have still ad-libbed Simply the Best. Yeah. Oh, you're the best, better than all the rest. Oh, I can't read the words, but honey, I know you the best. Yes. Tina, you're shining down on me.
Maybe that's
shining
why
I
they
say,
did.
Patti LaBelle, old Patti LaBelle would have did that.
That's probably why they did Simply the Best. The name of the song, Tina, Simply the Best.
What do you mean?
That's probably why they chose that song. The theme of the song, the name of the song is Simply the Best.
Oh, okay.
Better than all the rest.
Oh,
that's the only reason why I can think they would dig that song.
But even then, younger Patti would have made up words.
Yeah.
About you're the only one that could dance across the stage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're the best. She would have talked about Tina Turner.
Something.
I can't see the words, y'all. I love y'all.
And they could have very well just said something as a tribute to her. They didn't have to have a song.
Yeah.
That took a good 5-10 minutes there. So
that was number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, the audience was ratchet.
Yeah.
It was ratchet. It was a lot of the shows that's on BET and TV One and all of those shows like Love and Hip Hop and Bad Girls and
Ray J.
And they were and then a lot of the rappers, a lot of the younger rappers are ratchet. The Sexy Red, she was so ghetto. She is.
Which one is
why is she famous?
Which one is she?
Maybe she like Luke. You don't know her. She wasn't even up there. She was in the audience with Krishan Rock, who's another dope. That just every time they get, and this girl pregnant, half dressed.
Oh, that's the one in the red outfit.
No, that's Sexy Red. Well, she's not pregnant. Oh, you know who you're talking about?
She had on one piece.
No, you're talking about Trina.
Oh, because you said
no, Trina wasn't out there twerking and all that. No, but I'm talking about these young ones was out there in the audience twerking, and it was so funny. Bobby, the gospel. What's his name?
Jones.
Jones. They had a lot of gospel artists in the audience because they gave away a lot of awards earlier. So they wasn't on the show, but they was in the audience. I saw, what's her name? Yolanda Adams. Mm-hmm. It was a couple of gospel people in the audience.
Okay.
So you had this mixture of gospel people and the most ratchet of the ratchet out in the audience.
Right.
So Bobby Jones was there, and I don't know whose idea was it to sit him next to Sexy Red, who's ratchet. She twerking, breast on, everything just nasty. Mm-hmm. And Bobby Jones looked like you could have just bought him for $1. He was so mad that he was sitting there. They were showing his face and he was like this.
Oh, because she was next to him.
And his whole row, you can know it's all gospel people. They was like this.
I don't know why.
Who sat us next to this?
To the crazy. Yeah. I didn't even know that they were in the audience. I thought I did see Yolanda.
They were in the audience.
She's a Busta Rhymes, she loves Busta Rhymes.
And every time they have, where there's not real celebrities in the audience, it's like they invite people from the street to come in.
Right.
To fill the seats. I would prefer you just have nobody.
I like the award shows when you do look at the camera pans to the audience and you see so-and-so like, oh, that's what's her name and her husband. Oh, you recognize the faces.
Like clapping and dancing, not twerking, breasts all out, and just stupid. The dumb audience. So I didn't like that.
Okay.
Like I said, Sexy Red, she's so nasty. She has a song. See, look. That's her and Krishan Rock twerking and doing everything. I'm not even going to show it on here. So I didn't like that. That's the ugly to me. Mm-hmm. Little Uzi opened up the show. Okay. That's the one you saw coming down on the thing, had the mask over his face. I just want to rock, 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 rock. Well, when he did his first song, at the end of his song, he did a shout out to Ice Spice. You saw her, the little redhead. That's everybody's watching her, Little Orphan Annie. Mm-hmm. She usually has a little curly hair like Little Orphan Annie. Mm-hmm. It's really every man who's a child, you know what, M word. They pretty much fawn over her because she looked like she in high school or she might be in 8th grade.
She's older though, right?
Yeah, but she looks like she's in 8th grade.
Oh, very
and there are Kellys in the hiding. But they not hiding anymore. Uh-huh. They just feel like Well, she's older, but she just looks like she's a kid.
Okay.
The same ones that was going fawning over Britney Spears.
Okay.
When Britney Spears was an adult, but she still wore the little cheerleading outfit and her little outfit from Catholic school.
Right.
So these men, if you have a man, a grown A man, who is into Ice Spice, you might want to check and find out what's going on with him. Young, okay, I get it. A young guy, yes, that's their thing.
But an older man.
He's in his 20s or whatever. But you a grown man, 40s, 50, whatever, and you into Ice Spice? Ooh, she's sexy. Oh, that your husband or your boyfriend likes young girls.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes young girls because she looks young. She looks like she's in high school.
She performed, right? I didn't see her perform.
She used to.
I think I turned away.
You didn't see it? Mm-mm. She was born.
I went to regular news and then I came back.
Ice Spice is a industry plant, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Industry plants, if you notice, throughout history, even with our day, are people who blow up overnight and their talent level doesn't match where the media and everybody's putting them.
They get a lot of
Those
hype.
are industry plants. Okay. Those are people who the industry has stamped and said, we want to pour a lot into you and for you to succeed. But your talent doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't match what we're pouring into you. Some industry plants work because their talent rises to the occasion.
Okay.
The Jacksons was an industry plant, in my opinion, because Berry Gordy went out of his way to promote the Jacksons more than anybody, to the point, Diana Ross to me in the beginning was the end. It's like, you saw how we went to see that play. They had certain picks, and those are the people they put everything into.
Right. They pour more time.
Sometime it pans out because their talent rises to that. I don't think Ice Spice talent rises to that. It's too many female rappers that rap better than her.
Okay.
For her to have that much exposure. But she's an industry player, in my opinion. Well, Little Uzi gave a shout out to her. Okay, in the beginning of the program. Okay. And Little Uzi, you all right?
My side is starting to hurt.
Little Uzi dates one of the
and you know, we all listening there like, we don't know these people.
Little Uzi, but you heard their names.
I know, but I don't know them. To be
he like, dates one of the city girls. We talked about the city girls, Carisha and Young Miami and White Tea. Okay. He dates one of them. So right there, he set up a thing for her to be upset because he shout out Ice Spice at the end of his song. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then he comes down and sits in the audience and they sit him next to Ice Spice. Okay. And JT is sitting next to him. Something must have happened. Somebody said he was talking to her too much, Ice Spice, flirting or whatever. Another ghetto moment. It disrupted the whole show. You see a whole bunch of people that was standing up in the front and people was like, okay, we got a show going on here. That was them. She stood up, started yelling at him, threw her phone at him, hit him in the head, and then said, get my blankety blank phone and all this other stuff.
While the show going on.
While the show's going on. I'm out of here. Get up. They all left. In the front row. And Ice Spice security got her up and moved her out of there. All while the show was going on.
That should tell you, even with the people sitting there, like the gospel artists,
they should have left.
They should have left.
Yolanda Adams,
wasn't an atmosphere that was.
Yolanda Adams, and then you saw the camera kept going to Yolanda Adams. She should have left.
Yeah,
I think Yolanda missed God
on
that.
They doing that crazy in the front. That's very disrespectful. Now, I guess too, the crazy that happened on the Academy with
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
But why is it always
that ball?
So, but they
Black
do too. You're right.
Crazy on camera.
They do too, though, because they've done stuff
People
too.
Sitting there going, "What just happened?"
Mm-hmm.
So,
so to me, it turned into the Source Awards.
Yeah,
that's what I felt like. It was the Source Awards or the Old Soul Train Music Awards.
Yes.
Now, what we did like about it, I did like I said, the Sugar Hill Gang. I liked how the DJ, I forgot his name. Y'all know who he is.
Is he a famous one?
Yeah, he's famous. If I look it up, I see it.
How he flowed with everything.
I like how he flowed with everything. And I like how they divided up the different areas of hip hop. And the different, like they didn't just go New York. It was the Queens, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Watts. It wasn't just New York rappers. I love how they did that.
Okay.
And they had them all come out from the same borough. He did it in sections. And he also did the same type of music together. Okay. I like that. Because normally when they give a hip-hop tribute, they throw everybody together and everybody don't fit each other. You don't put a gangster rapper with Sugar Hill Gang. That don't mix. So I like how they did that.
A lot of DJs, their job requires a lot more than just spinning records.
Yes.
They actually could be the flow of a party.
Yep.
And how things flow.
I like how they did, not only did they have the different boroughs and the different places, Midwest, they had Midwest come out, Chicago. If you saw that, Chief Keef and all of them came out.
That was Chicago.
That was Chicago. And it was a lot of them. And then I like how they had the South, but not just the South. Atlanta, Houston. It wasn't just, that's what I'm saying. They didn't just throw everybody into one thing. And then I liked how they did older and then who's hot right now. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like they did from early back in our days, maybe in the 90s, and then who's hot now in those sections. Okay. I like that. I like how they had,
they didn't have that many representation of women. I know they brought what's her name? Yo.
Yeah. Older ones they did, the younger ones they did. Yeah. Well, they was on the other one. That's why I said I think the MTV. I think they did the people who got left off of MTV. They let them come on here.
MTV. I was surprised they didn't have the Sugar Hill Gang.
That's what we were saying, or T.I. When we were saying, so the people they didn't have on MTV, I think they brought them on here. So I think that's what that was for. Young Yeezy, all of them. Okay. A lot of them. Okay. So I did like that. I did like seeing a lot of the hip hop artists that we miss seeing. Okay. I did like that. What else? Oh, now your Busta Rhymes. What did you like about? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Before Busta Rhymes, you said I screamed when Migos, because everybody was like, we never would think we would see that again.
Well, you said our last show we talked about them making up him.
They was at a barbecue or some kind of thing for Takeoff in his memory. Maybe that was the beginning of it.
That lit and they said, they probably was already together. Yeah. And then started rehearsing this.
Yeah. And they said, well, since we can do that, then we can come together and give this real tribute to Takeoff. I like that. I did like that. And now Busta Rhymes. So what's your take on Busta Rhymes?
I mean, what I said earlier, I just felt that he was probably the longest acceptance speech that I've ever heard.
He received the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Literally almost a half hour.
Yeah.
He talked a long time and I really didn't feel he needed to. I love Busta Rhymes. But I just felt like all that he had to say, yes, he said he had a lot more to say.
I know.
And even made a comment about, I wish I had gotten this award earlier.
I know.
And that's kind of like throwing shade.
He should have gotten it earlier, but that was true.
But I just felt like it was half an hour of him because when he came back on to even do his songs, and I'm like, dude, you old school now. You can't hardly move.
Right.
He couldn't hardly breathe the songs out because he's known for real quick raps.
Yeah.
So. But I just felt I was laughing because I said this was the Busta Rhymes award show. And that was pretty much it.
So. Well, Busta Rhymes, he did have some good things to say. He made a comment. He said that they need to stop all the beef that's going on and get this bag.
Yeah.
To me personally, more of the beef is the women.
Yeah,
the women is the men, they have a little beef, but the big beef, in my opinion, in hip hop right now is the women.
Yeah.
You either Cardi or Nicki.
Nicki Minaj.
If you sing with Cardi, and Nicki ain't gonna sing with you. If you sing with Nicki, then Cardi, it's too much. That's why I agree with him on that. People missing their bag because Nicki and Cardi gonna always make money.
Right.
And y'all little peon rappers that's falling up under them, you're decreasing your sales, and you're also decreasing where you can go because you've aligned with somebody who's upset or angry with somebody else.
It's really petty and catfight.
And it's petty.
Right. I did like how he gave, Busta Rhymes gave an example of how he was a hustler and how he would try to get after he left his group.
Yeah.
He's on his own. He was a little nervous about being on his own, but he noticed later on the royalties that come to them and the money that comes to them, it's just on him.
Right.
And that's good. He don't have to share and split it.
Right.
But how he would take very expensive cigars and other smoking paraphernalia or whatever you call it, into the studios where he knew the big names was there and they was working on projects, and he would greet the person at the front desk.
He knew all the receptionists.
Make them think he left. I was working on a song and I left some stuff back in the studio. So let me go back there and get it. Of course, they're going to let him back there.
Right.
And then while he's there, he's passing out very expensive cigars and things for them to smoke. While they doing they smoking. And, hey man, I got a few rhymes, man. I want to share with you. He didn't want to just share it. He wanted to be in the mic to do it.
Right.
So that was real slick.
And then while he was there, he said, I knew by the time that the blunt passed back around to me, they're going to be like, spit a few bars. And he said, that's where that quickness comes in.
Yeah.
No. And I'm like, ooh. He said, no. He said, I'll do it in the booth.
Yeah.
You're not going to just
get it out now.
You won't have to record me or something. He was smart. Smart.
I like that. And he has a very unique style. I can honestly say, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah. So. And we love Busta Rhymes. So Busta Rhymes is good. I love Marlon Wayans was the one that handed it to him and Swiss Beats. And Marlon was being funny, talking about how Busta grabs your hand and gets all right in your face and talks with that hot breath and all this. He was very good, very passionate speaker.
Yes.
Marlon was funny the way that he always is. So that was funny.
You notice that what's his name from the Baton Rouge?
Who?
The rapper from Baton Rouge.
Boosie?
No. My age or your age.
Oh, Master P.
Master P. He had he was advertising the cereal that he
advertised everything.
And he was advertising his shoe line.
Yes.
And he had him on that night. So he was using that opportunity.
Master P used every time
to promote his products.
It was good to see Remy Ma and Papoose was in the audience. Everybody kept thinking that Remy Ma and Papoose was getting a divorce. They was in the audience together.
Okay.
It was good seeing Ray J and Princess because him and Princess get a divorce every week.
I didn't even know that was her because he said, "This is my woman." Yes. And I figured, oh, that's his wife.
So Ray J and Princess was in the audience. It was a few little couples that was in the audience that everybody was like, oh, okay. I didn't know y'all was like that.
Okay.
But it was pretty good. I think for the most part, I did like the nostalgia. I love the music. I'm a hip hop person, so I love music and I love hip hop. So I just feel like it should have been a little bit classier. That's all. The people in the audience was tacky.
Y'all old schoolers like me, I don't know if they can ever get back to that. Because, I mean, back in our day, it was just the way things was done.
Yeah.
It was more professional.
Yeah. But other than
the fact that they had a fight in the front.
Yeah. So other than that, it was a good, I think it was a good one. All right.
I don't think so.
Oh, you didn't like it? Okay. All right. So
from a scale of 1 to 5, probably a 2.5.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, this story had to happen in Chicago.
Oh, it was?
This is a story of the woman and her 14-year-old son. And I have to tread lightly on the words we use so we don't get banned.